Hi everyone, this video is for you. Yes, you pastor, audience, congregation, audio engineer. You actually go for events, you actually go to church, you actually go to the mosques. Anywhere you hear sound, right? This video is for you. Yeah, welcome to SB Frequency event, and we're going to be educating you today. Now, we're actually going to be discussing on the topic sound and your health. Yes, sound. To the layman, everybody calls it sound. Sound is anything you can hear. Now, it has happened to me several times that I've gone for events, and in those days, I didn't really understand what was going on because I would go for events and come back with a terrible headache. Yes, serious headache that will last me for like 4 days. Do you get? But at the end of the day, I actually discovered that it was the level of sound that I was listening to at the event. Now, eventually I had to do some research. I had to do a project on sound as regards to your health for a degree course in audio engineering, which I did. And I discovered that actually sound is really related to our health. It's very, 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 very important. Now, if it has ever happened to you, maybe you're a pastor and you notice that every time you go to church to preach, you always go back home with a terrible headache, and throughout that day, your head keeps pounding. It's the level of sound you've heard throughout that service that is unhealthy for you. Now, you would ask me, okay, how do I know what level of sound is healthy or not? Now, we have what we call the threshold of pain and the threshold of hearing. Now, it may be sounding like I'm going technical. Yes, I have to let you know what the technical implications of all these things are. Now, we have what we call the threshold of hearing. Threshold of hearing is 0. And by 0, we mean 0 dB, which is decibels. Now, you may be wondering what is dB, what is decibels. Decibels is the unit for sound, the same way meters is the unit for distance, seconds is the unit for time. It's the same way we have decibels as the unit for sound. So, and it's written dB. It's written dB. So actually, the threshold of hearing, which is the least point that the human ear can hear, is 0 dB. Now, the threshold of pain, the threshold of pain, we have the threshold of pain, and the threshold of pain is 120 dB. Now, by what we mean by 120 dB, we actually mean that the point where whatever sound you're hearing will cause you pain is 120 dB. Now, having established this fact, how do I know when the sound is too loud and not healthy for me? Now, we all have smartphones, yeah? We all have smartphones, Androids, iPhones, and all that. Now, we have applications on these phones that can help us detect when we walk into any event or any service or any place that the sound is not healthy for us. And how do we know that? We know that by going to your app store, which is your Play Store, right? And you search for a sound analyzer. Yes, it's actually on your screen right now so that you have an idea of what we're talking about. So you go to Google Play Store and you download the app called the sound analyzer. Now, we have different versions there. We just picked one so that we can illustrate that to you. Now, once you've been able to download the app to your phone, the idea now is this: when you walk into any event, you turn on the application. It's free, it doesn't need internet. So it's something that once you've downloaded to your phone, you can always have it around with you wherever you go. Now, once you turn on the app, you have to make sure that at whatever place you are, that it is not reading more than, say, 100 dB, right? Because you don't want to be getting to the threshold of pain. You are not supposed to get to the threshold of pain. Threshold of pain is that point where once you get there, right, is going to distort your health. Now, you need to really understand the implication of loud sound on your health. It's not healthy for you because it's going to give you serious headaches. Now, also, loud sound over time turns people deaf. Have you ever wondered why there's some people that you talk to and you really need to shout before they can hear you speak? Yes, they're gradually going deaf at a fast rate because of the level of sound they've been exposed to. Also, when you go to an event, the sound is not meant to make you uncomfortable. You're meant to be able to hear the sound and enjoy what you hear from it. Yes. So going to an event and you have the sound so loud, please, you have to make sure that you speak to the people in charge of the sound system, or the other solution to that could be to have hair plugs. Yes, a lot of us in Nigeria don't know about hair plugs. Hair plugs are come in different forms. There's the headphone type, and there's the type that is like just like this, like a thick bond that you put in your hair to prevent you from hearing too loud sound. Now, you can actually order that on, I think Jumia has that, and Konga and all these other places. So you can just order that and have that handy so that you don't have to speak to anybody, and you just put that in your hair and listen to the service of the event, and you're safe. For people that actually play roles like event planners, and people that actually organize events like the pastors and etc., please make sure that your audio engineer delivers comfortable sound every time there is service. Don't get carried away with the activity of just like during deliverance programs, everybody wants it so loud and so energetic. There has to be a limit. You have to consider the health of your audience and the health of your members. In other countries apart from Nigeria, they have regulatory bodies that move around, and once they exceed a particular volume level, they are arrested. Yes, it's a crime against the law. It's a crime. I actually just heard that Nigerian bodies are beginning to put that in the law right now about sound pollution, right? So please, this is very, very, very important to your health. In some hospitals, they even use good sound to actually speed up healing for people that are sick. So sound is deep. Sound can be used in different ways, and sound is important to your health. For some of us that actually live in places like Lagos or places where things are actually noisy, right? And you walk on the street and you have no control over that, please, those are the reasons why we actually talked about the hair plugs. It would be wonderful if the government really takes this very, very seriously, right? And put in regulatory systems that arrest people that will cause noise pollution to the environment, which is very, very, very important, please. Also, we have frequencies in sound. Some of us know what we call bass frequency, as in low frequency, which remain bass, treble, alto, in the layman language. In audio, we call it different ranges of frequencies, which is high frequency, mid frequencies, and low frequencies. That's like the three major groups of frequencies that we know. Now, those bass frequencies can be disastrous to pregnant women. Yeah. You look at me, yeah, can be disastrous to pregnant women when they are too loud or too much in a place. So for people that are pregnant, please, you have to be careful not to go to concerts where the level of sound is too loud. We have different levels of sound. We have different kinds of events like rock concerts, hip-hop concerts. In those concerts, they actually make sure that the low frequencies are really, really loud. So as a pregnant woman, you have to be careful of which of those concerts you're going for. right? To make sure that you are not putting yourself in a position of danger. Also, even in the church, if you notice, you have subwoofers in at the front most times. Try and avoid sitting in front. Well, in a lot of churches these days, they even make the pregnant women sit at the back because of going out to go and use the toilet regularly and stuff like that. But at the same time, if you don't have that in your own place of worship, you can always make sure this is for you to make sure that you are keeping yourself safe, even if the organizations don't keep you safe. So that's the essence of this education. And also on the high frequencies too, some people actually generate very loud high frequencies that are very, very uncomfortable. I mean some mixing audio engineers. Please, if you're an audio engineer and you're listening to this, you have to consider the health of the people that you're providing sound for. It is very, very, very important. Their health depends on you. So you have to make sure that the level it is that you're generating isn't too loud. Now, some people can say that the app thing I talked about earlier, that Android phones don't actually have that facility of good professional microphones that will give you the right reading. Yes, but it can be a guide. Those that have iPhones have better microphone quality compared to the other kinds of Android phones. But the Android phones is what everybody has. So we have to find a way to start regulating and checking these things, because a regular layman cannot go and buy a spectrometer, right? To actually check these things. And since the government is not doing anything about it, we ourselves have to find a way to find solutions to these things. So our phones are actually meant to give us like a rough guide or give us an idea of what exactly is happening, and that way we can safeguard our health. Yeah, so I hope that with this information has been able to help you. This is SB Frequency Events, like I said. Please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn. So please follow us on all our platforms and watch out for more of these videos. My name is Adedunke Gowina. Thank you. Bye.